Back? I think I'm back. Yep, we're back. Okay. Slack's being odd now. Come on, Slack. Let's go. Come on, Slack. Oh, am I not back? Are we not back? I thought we were back. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go.
Hey, Kale.
Hey. Oh my gosh, I just had a power surge. That was weird.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good at all.
And don't know what that's
Um,
about.
yes, Katali, you could send it to me on the Coding Garden Discord. So
Dang.
that'd be perfect. I guess that is a question. Should I create my own like Slack for like the entire stream? Because I don't have anything like that right now. And it might be interesting.
I agree. What if
And
we had like a Slack for this? That'd be
yeah, we
interesting.
could have channels specifically for this. So I will. Um, well, first of all, is anybody else who's here watching would be interested in that?
Dang, I just like cut out. What was that? I don't even know what happened. It
Well,
just
it was a
like
power surge.
everything just surged. I guess that happens. I'm not used to it, but I guess that just kind of happens. Um, Let me. Okay, so still got everything good. Okay, everything's cool. Think we're back
I
to
made
normal.
I made a I made a couple changes here. I made the border for the inputs, and I removed the border from the buttons.
Okay, you made them just for the inputs. Remove the board. Okay, got you. Great. I think it looks pretty good.
I think we should have a title for this because like if we're here and somebody is not paying attention to the URL, how do they know what this form is for?
Right. I agree. Okay. So if we just go into resources JS, I'm remembering components, login component. Um, Above the form, I guess, just do an, let's do an H2. I don't know.
Why an H2?
Cause I've sometimes, okay, I thought I had heard that something like, oh, you, not necessarily that you should only have one H1, but the fact that you should have like a hierarchy of your headers. You know,
Okay, yes, absolutely. A hierarchy of headers is a good idea. Do we have a hierarchy of headers right now?
well, we only have the H1, right?
Right, but that's in a different section of the web app.
So we should just have another H1.
Yeah, so like I'm not really sure that this is the title. This is the H1 for this section.
Okay. And they're completely different sections, so it's okay to use another
Yeah,
H1.
so like there's this entire theory of componentization, which is we're kind of sort of designing them for independence.
Right.
Um, they shouldn't be aware of each other.
Okay. Got you. So now that we have that H1, I'm tempted just to put a line break in. But you know
No,
what? Let's not do
no,
it.
no, no line break.
Okay. Okay, fine. Fine. Let's do this then. I've got a better idea. I got a better idea. Okay.
I don't know
We're
if I
gonna
like
make
your better
this.
idea.
Trust me, you're gonna love it.
We don't need a full grid just for this header.
Just like that. Go like that, and then go like this, and then go like that, and then go like this. There we go. I need to get better at like commentating as I code.
Okay, so
What do you think?
interesting idea. This is a lot of work. A lot of work for it.
Okay.
What if we kept the H1 outside of form?
Outside.
So what's
Brick.
the problem
Okay.
here?
Okay, let me see. Oh, heck. Where's my window? Okay, let me see it. Let me see. So, I mean, it's all the way off to the left. I mean, and I'm pretty sure it's nudging our entire form to the right.
Possibly yes. But it's doing that because our section is display flex.
Ooh. Okay.
Change section to have a flex direction.
Um. There. Ooh. Not exactly, but
Well, I mean, it's kind of working, and now we want to center everything.
I thought that justify center was the justify content center.
And I think,
You know what? What if we did this? Or something like that. Space around or space between. I think they both. Oh no, I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't think that's exactly what you want, but it's
Is it space around? Let's try this one. Nope. Okay. Back to the docs.
so if the justify content column wasn't there, then space around really sort of like helps it. It flipped Vliomio. That's a that's tough to pronounce. Um,
Vlomyo.
and so we can sort of like play with this a little bit to sort of like see where we want things.
Okay, hang on. So like, if we, where am I even trying to? Main axis, flex direction is row for that. Flex direction row. Okay, blah 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 blah. Flex direction column. Okay. Um, nope. Um, let me find more docs. Align. They're saying use align.
Right. So um, there's justify and there's align.
Okay.
And it's not justify content or it's not align content. Use align items.
Items. Right. I remember this being weird semantically.
And it's
Like,
not
what
space around.
exactly? Okay. Try center.
It's this is center.
Okay, that took quite a while. I should have just gone to the CSS Tricks website from the beginning. There we go. I mean,
Yes. Okay. And now you can use a little bit of margin
yeah, on that login,
with
you think?
that the H1.
Yeah, definitely. That was like first thing, looking very very awkward with that clipping. You know what? I'm just gonna put some margin on like everything. That should fix it, right? That's pretty good. I mean,
So one thing I've noticed that you're using pixels a lot. Um, a best practice is to choose like M's or pixels and stick with them.
okay. You know, actually, I used to use all percentages.
I
uh,
mean,
but
for a while that was how everybody did it.
man, I mean, like, on one hand, I love the web, but on the other hand, it's like I wish there were more. Like, I wish it forced you to do it one way sometimes. I wish I couldn't have done it all percentages because, I mean, I guess it worked out, but under the hood, I don't even know what kind of havoc I was wreaking on everything. But
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about the foot guns that web development has included with it, there are quite a few, and using percentages everywhere is nothing compared to what we had to do way back in the dark ages of styling websites when we used, you know, floats or tables.
tables. Tables sounds like a fun time, man.
No, it wasn't.
Ooh,
Non Solovita. Hello, good morning. Um, am I on Ubuntu? Yes, I'm on the latest version of Ubuntu. Okay, so yes, using the M's, I think is the best practice here.
gotcha. What
Just to
about
be
the
consistent.
button width?
So what about it?
So, like, should we keep that as a pixel? Or should we make sure that's an M as well?
So here's the reason why it can be a little bit dangerous using pixels. What if our font changes?
Yeah, okay. Uh huh.
And M is going to be based upon the size of the text of the font.
Okay. So if we have 5 characters, then we want 5M, kind of? Is that the kind
Uh,
of logic it is? I mean, it looks nice. I like the way that
so
looks.
here's the real question. Why do we need to set the width?
Uh, I thought it would take up the entire grid column if we don't. Let's try getting rid of it then. I mean, okay. Well, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. We just need to make sure the padding is everywhere.
Good morning, CJ Crew. Have we tried building projects with REM? We have. I usually use REM, and we were talking about it earlier. Um, a REM. So
I
do
still
you
don't
remember?
really understand it.
So
Relative?
yes, relative. So it's relative to the text that's in this component,
As
like in
opposed
the element
to
that.
the parent?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, let's just use rem for that one then. Obviously, we want a rem of padding, right? Instead of an m of padding. Because, well, I mean, what exactly is the font size of this parent? Is that going back to the reset, the CSS reset?
It by default it inherits.
Okay.
So it's just inheriting all the way up. But what's really nice here is that if somebody comes along and they override and they say, "Hey browser, I have," let's say for example, it's someone who has dyslexia. And so they tell the browser, "You know what? I want to use Open Dyslexic as the font every single time."
Mm-hmm.
Then um, we want to make sure that we're not using pixels. We want to be based upon their font.
Okay. Yeah.
And CJ Crew,
Yeah, I
I
know.
thought
Did you
that
just...
too.
Yeah, you read that too?
Kali was suggesting that it's relative M, but now I have to look it up. So MDM rem.
Rem. Rem. Let's see. Understanding rem.
Oh, it is root M. Okay. So
Aha.
we were led a little bit astray. It is
Katali!
based upon
What
the
the
root
heck? I'm joking.
font size.
This is like the pip
Um,
time Katali.
hey, I think
I'm
Kali
just
is like
messing with you, Katali.
7 for 9.
Yeah. Probably better than me
All right.
right now, because...
So
Anyways.
the rem is going to be based upon like the root level.
The root level. Okay.
Size, and it won't change if we change the font of any like children. It's going to go all the way base to like the base fonts that we set in that reset file.
Okay. So, my question, like, my understanding of it was... before we just had... Before you just told me that, what I would have expected is that if we say the padding on login is 1M, then it's gonna use the font size of the parent, and use that as an M, like use that measurement. And I thought rem was relative M, and I thought it was gonna use the actual buttons font as the size for the padding.
And it seems like it's the opposite of that. So the M is going to use itself itself. and itself is currently set to inherit.
So which one do we want?
We can control it a little bit better with rem.
Okay. We'll stick with rim then. It's like the suggestion of the day is to use rim instead of m.
Basically, it's like in the modern web apps, using rem everywhere is kind of the standard, except when you are changing the font in that element and you want your spacing to change with that specific font.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's go for rem then. If it makes us cool, then we're cool. No, I'm joking. But yeah, everything's a rem now. So sweet.
So we have here it's 9:15. It's a little bit after our normal sort of end time, but let's recap. What did we do today?
So mainly we styled. I don't think we did anything back end. I'm pretty sure all we did was style. We styled the home and we styled the login.
Well, we created these components too.
Oh yeah, we created the header.
We created the header and we created this login component.
Yes. Gosh, how did I miss that? Okay, yeah.
Something to keep in mind for next time. If we take a look at, like, are these the form elements that we actually want to have? And the easiest way to verify that, move you over to the left, is to look in our migrations file for our users.
Right.
Are we going to have them log in using a username?
It's an
Or
email, right?
Yeah, the email. So the right now we have the name and the email has to be unique, but the name potentially can have spaces in it, maybe.
Okay. So, I mean, we made this, or I guess this is just a feature of HTML, but I mean, it's pretty easy to change that. Nah.
It is very easy for us to change, but I guess when we're creating these forms, we can look into what the shape of the database is going to be to figure out what exactly these forms need to be.
Right. You
And
know,
so
at
for
the
login-
beginning, I was actually going off of the Blade PHP.
Yes,
Just see how they did it.
right. And so, like, blindly copying it is not necessarily going to be the what we want to do. Is we still need to think.
Yes, I agree.
CJ Crew, thank you very much. Yeah, this is I also like this shirt. It's
kind of
a
shirt?
fun shirt. I think this is one where I have stuff on the back too, but I don't remember.
Oh, NASA, sick. We're getting
You didn't
blown
even
up
notice.
over here. Like, I'm in Houston or near Houston, and like everything on the news is all about the NASA space program. Like right now, I don't know if it's that everywhere, but I thought it was like a Houston thing. We're just like celebrating the fact that Houston, with the space program.
Or like it's been 50 years.
Yeah, it was 50 years. But I feel like we're like celebrating even harder than the rest of the country because
Well, you
guess
do
it would be
have
fitting.
headquarters.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
not headquarters. You do have launch control.
I don't even know. Is it launch control? I don't really know what it is exactly. I'm not
Yeah,
cultured right
you
now.
have launch control, and you have oh man, I forget what the specific term for the rooms are, but they're you have the control center. You have the control centers for the space station and the shuttles.
We have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so it's 9:19. I don't necessarily want to keep you too long, but we have a bunch of viewers
Yeah,
here
what
today.
the heck?
So our does anybody have any questions about what we did, what we're doing, we are, if you missed like the beginning part of it, I am going to archive this video up to YouTube. And so I'll be tweeting that out when it goes onto YouTube. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that. Um, but until then, we can do a few questions.
Awesome. Um, I'm just waiting for questions to pop up. If anybody wants to join my stream, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it. Hope you don't mind.
Well, that's also going to be the link that that Kale.
Oh yeah.
His video is auto archived there because he's streaming on YouTube. Vlomio, are you guys going to build a whole app? Yes, this is going to go on until we have the entire app built, or Kale goes off to college and doesn't have time to continue.
I hope that we finish it before then. But I've only got till like August 24th. So either we pick up the pace or I find some way to continue. We might have to change the time.
We'll probably like have to change the format once Kale goes to school. Swiss Rabbit asks, "What are my thoughts, or what are our thoughts on CSS frameworks like Bootstrap?" Do you have thoughts first, Kale?
You know, I do. I didn't think I would because I'm just like a baby in the web world right now. But like, I used to use Bootstrap, but I always found it just so much more difficult. And then I would just do it in CSS, and I'd be like, that's what I wanted the entire time. Why did this take so long? I would end up finding myself just overriding everything in Bootstrap and just styling it all myself. And so that's why I haven't used Bootstrap ever since I got bogged down every single time.
So I'll give you my my perspective of this, which is coming from somebody who's worked in the field, in the trenches, as it were. The using a tool like Bootstrap gives you for free browser compatibility all the way back to like ancient browsers like IE 8.
Wow.
Possibly even IE 6, depending upon which version of Bootstrap you choose. And it is extremely easy to override and have like a customized style sheet to make Bootstrap look like your own thing. So I think the benefits that you gain of browser compatibility overweigh the customize of build it all yourself. So my suggestion, if you're going to build this for a like an actual real application, is use something like Bootstrap, but create a wrapper component around it so that you're calling your own components and it's calling Bootstrap. So that way you can switch out and use other CSS frameworks if necessary down the line.
I really do like the way we're doing it right now, where it's like we style each component on their own. Honestly, whenever I tried to reuse code in CSS, it never really turned out how I exactly planned. It was all down to like the specific context of each style.
That is practice. Like if you really practice with CSS and components, you can get to where you don't put any context sensitive styles in it.
Okay.
Vlomi is surprised that we're using PHP. People like to hate on it. Absolutely, PHP is an easy to hate language because, well, let's be honest, its history has been pretty spotted. My first experience with PHP was PHP version 4, and I was building a web application, basically a simple form, and I absolutely could not stand that I was mixing JavaScript, HTML, and PHP together on the back end in order to like do this front end rendering. Um, Now we're on PHP 7.2, and it is significantly faster than it was before. In fact, Facebook is rumor is Facebook is switching back to using PHP natively instead of using their compiler, their
Huh.
transpiler, because it's faster than the C++ that they're converting the PHP into again.
Whoa.
Um, and it has all these new crazy cool features like lambda functions. So you can do modern PHP, and it's really great. And Laravel is really what makes PHP uh, worthwhile here. If we were having to like do everything from scratch, then I would not choose PHP at all. Of course, the real secret reason that I'm using PHP and why I suggested it for Kale is because I'm learning it too. My work, I just got a new job about a month ago, and my work is on a PHP, Laravel, and Vue.js stack. So I'm using this to sort of catch my way up with that too.
Yeah, I'm really I like PHP. I do. I never really disliked it, to be honest, because the only time I used it is when I was a super noob. Like, I was really newbie, and I didn't know any better. I thought it was the only. Honestly, I thought it was the only language you'd use to build a web app. It was the only thing I knew. But yeah, it wasn't all that bad to me. But maybe that was just because I was really bad.
Kachali asks, "How is it going in my job?" So far, it's been going really well. I took the team out for an offsite. So if none of you have been on an offsite before, it's basically a culture building time for a team where we left the actual physical workplace. We went to a restaurant. We had breakfast together, and we created team norms. We figured out what exactly we want to do culture wise and how we're going to go about doing that. And we also created a word, which, if for those of you who are working at jobs, I highly suggest that every company, every team have their own special, I call it an interrupt word. Um, and basically, you use it in order to remind people that they're interrupting somebody else, that they're off topic, and you can bring them all back topic. The funnier the word is, the better, because then everybody can laugh, you reset, and you're good going again. Viomio, Kale is pretty good game dev, it seems.
Wow, I'm glad you think so. I would not call it myself, but I mean, I do like P5, I do like JavaScript, and I tried. It took me a few hours to get some of the games that probably shouldn't have taken me a few hours, but game dev isn't my forte, but it was a fun thing to do over the summer.
I personally believe that developing games just to practice is one of the best ways to level up skills, because you're required to that's where you're going to use and learn data structures and algorithms. It's very rare to have to like use them in normal CRUD applications like
Right,
this.
right. Yeah, yeah. I know. I mean, maybe that's the reason I don't like it as much is because I don't really know too well like all the different types of, like you said, algorithms, I guess, and stuff like that.
All right. Well, it's coming up on 9:30, so it's about half an hour after we claimed that we were going to stop. So I think I'm going to wind it down. Um, so we could do our outros here. Kale, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter and you can find me on YouTube. I posted my link in the chat earlier. Maybe I'll just do it again. Whatever. Okay, there we go.
If you want to put your link to Twitter too, that would be good.
Twitter. I'm just gonna type that out then. Twitter.com. I think that's it. There we go. That should be it.
I mean, if that's not it, that I can't help you. Um, You can find me obviously here on Twitch. If you're watching this as a VOD on YouTube, you can find me there on YouTube. I have links down below, both in the description of the VOD, but also if you're watching live, in my channel description, I have links to YouTube, to my Twitter, and I think to GitHub, to all the places that we really we really care about. If you want to get notified when we're going live, please follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, or on Twitter, all the places. We're doing this pair programming stream every Sunday starting at 7 a.m. Mountain Time for 2 hours, which I think is what, 8 a.m. your time, right, Kale?
8 a.m. Central. Yep. Standard. Central
Yeah.
Standard. However you call it.
And Katali, it was great to see you too. And also, don't worry about your mistakes.
Yeah, no worries,
here. We actually know that mistakes are the way that we become right. So it was actually great.
Keep it up. Yeah, I love the suggestions. I do. I really do. I mean, it's like a breath of fresh air when somebody in the chat suggests something, because I'm like, if we're both caught up in it and we don't know where to go from there, it's awesome just to have something to try next. You know what I'm saying? So thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna put up this code onto GitHub, and then I'm gonna share the GitHub link, and then we'll be done for the day. I do have more streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays in the morning. I stream at 6:45 a.m. Mountain Time for about an hour and a half. I'm currently learning to build a deep learning algorithm so that I can give that during a live stream at the Develop Denver conference, which is coming up in just a few weeks. So you can catch me tomorrow morning if that's your cup of tea.
Wait, what are you using for that?
What am I using for it?
Yeah.
JavaScript. I'm writing it from scratch.
Ooh, straight from scratch? No, like TensorFlow or anything?
No TensorFlow.
Wow. Cool.
I know, it'll be good. Okay, so we created the top nav and login form. So, and also stage all these commits, send that on up, and push.
Awesome.
And this is located at here. We do need to take care of that Lodash vulnerability sometime.
Oh yeah, npm, or is it npm, or it's probably GitHub warning us, right?
It's GitHub.
Yeah.
All right. With that being done, I'm going to go switch over to our ending screen. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope that you all have a great rest of your Sunday and a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.